he comes, here he comes. There's the trumpets, there's the drums, here he comes. Hopalong Cassidy, here he comes.
When my saddle partner, Red Connors, rode into Twin Rivers one day not long ago, he smiled and spoke his usual cheery greeting to everyone he passed. And yet he found himself taking an unusual interest in the familiar faces around him. Because as Red knew that somewhere among these friendly citizens was the person or persons responsible for a crime that threatened to ruin the economy of an entire community. We'd been on the trail of a clever gang of counterfeiters who were printing Mexican currency and somehow smuggling it across the border for distribution. All we knew was that the gang was working out of Twin Rivers. Who they were remained a puzzling mystery. So hoping to find a lead, we sent to the state capitol for a complete report on every known counterfeiter in the Southwest. Red, curious as usual, had to open the envelope and make sure everything was there.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah. Howdy, Red.
Too early from a paper?
Nope, right on time. Frank's bringing it in now.
Good.
Hi, Red.
Howdy, Frank.
There you are, Red. Nothing but good news.
Me and Hoppy will have plenty of news for you pretty soon. Those reports just arrived from the Capitol.
On the green goods merchants?
When Hoppy gets a hold of this, we can really go to work.
Well, keep in touch with me, Red. Got to get all the news.
Sure will. Howdy.
Hey, Steve, don't you and Wade want your paper today?
Oh, yeah. If he saw anything, we won't have to worry now.
When I rode into town, I could sense the feeling of sorrow directed to me. Everyone offered to help in finding who'd done the shooting. The one man that could help me was Jim Woods, the town blacksmith, an old friend I knew I could trust. I showed him the piece of broken horseshoe I'd found at the scene of the shooting. Then I outlined a plan that I hoped might locate the gunman who'd used Red as a target. Jim agreed to watch for anyone who came in for repairs, and if the shoe fit, to contact me immediately. Hi, Frank.
Oh, hello, Cassidy.
Tom inside?
Yeah, he's in the press room. In the back.
Yeah. Hi, editor. Hard at work?
Hello, Hoppy. I know everything's probably been said, Hoppy. About Red, I mean. That story was just about the hardest thing I ever tried to write.
You said some nice things, Tom.
I hear you already had the funeral, huh?
Oh, yes. I'm sure Red would have wanted it that way. Nice and quiet.
Still hard for me to believe it. Twin Rivers just won't seem the same without Red Connors.
No, I'm afraid not. Well, I better get back to bar 20. I got a lot of work to do.
Sure. Let me know if there's anything I can do.
I will, Tom. Thanks. So long.
So long.
On the way out to the bar 20, I tried to put the pieces of the puzzling mystery together, but they just wouldn't fall into place. Everyone in town seemed quite sincere in their expressions of sorrow over Red's untimely death. There was only one man I knew who wasn't upset. Matter of fact, he seemed to be getting quite a kick out of it.
Hi, Hoppy.
Hi, Red. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm in pretty good shape for a dead man. Hey, look at this. Twin Rivers today mourns the loss of one of its most beloved citizens, Red Connors. Hey, they spelled my name right.
Yeah, but when Tom McLean finds out you're not really dead, they're going to spell your name Mud.
You know, I must have been pretty well thought of around town. Look at that.
Don't believe everything you read in the papers.
Well, Tate, everybody can read his own obituary. Sure gives a fella a strange feeling. I hope your plan's worth it, Hoppy.
Well, it's worth it if it works. But we're going to have a lot of explaining to do to those people in Twin Rivers when they find out you're still around.
Yeah. Hey, what'd you do with yesterday's paper? I looked all over the house for it.
Well, I didn't see it.
Didn't you get it? It was in my saddlebags with the reports them two gunmen stole.
Well, your saddlebag was empty when I found you on the road. Oh, well, maybe they wanted some reading matter, too.
Yeah. Well, say, have you heard any more from that Mexican treasury agent?
Raymond Torres?
Yeah.
He'll be here in the morning.
Good. Hey, I can practice up on my Spanish.
By the way, I hope he's having better luck on his side of the border than we are.
Yeah, it couldn't be any worse than ours. Hey, you know, the more I think of it, the less I like this idea of playing dead. I'll go crazy just sitting around the house.
You get any ideas about leaving the house and that newspaper story's liable to come true. Get what I mean?
Most beloved citizen. Even if I did have to die to get it.
Raymond, come in.
Buenos dias, Senor Cassidy. I came through Twin Rivers, Senor. You have my most sincere sympathy. The death of your compadre came as a great shock.
I think you better sit down. You're due for another shock.
Okay?
Oh, yes, Senor Torres.
Diablo. It cannot be.
I told you you should sit down.
The story in the newspaper, it did not happen?
Yeah, well, part of it was true. We just added the part about the obituary.
Won't you sit down, please?
I do not understand. Why do you do this?
To keep these counterfeiters operating.
Yeah, because they think I looked at them reports from the Capitol.
And so long as he's dead, they'll keep working out of Twin Rivers.
Oh, I see. If the gang knew Red was still alive, they would move on. And all our weeks of work would have to begin all over again.
That's right.
Bueno, your plan is wise, Senor Cassidy. The continued activity of these men is our only chance of catching them.
Have you had any luck?
No. Everyone is thoroughly searched before crossing the border. I have undercover operatives everywhere. But up to now, they have found nothing.
I'll bet I could.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about being an undercover operative. It'd be easy with everybody thinking me dead.
Well, you will be dead if you run around in that outfit.
See? Very dead.
No, I'd put a little black mustache on, and with my vast knowledge of the Spanish language, I'll bet nobody'd recognize me. Buenos dias, senor. ¿Cómo estés usted? See what I mean? Right now, you couldn't tell me from a native.
Right now, I couldn't tell you from an idiot.
But think of all the help I could be. I could do an awful lot of investigating.
You mean you could do a lot of awful investigating. Now, just forget the whole thing. You're liable to upset our whole plan.
See? If anyone should recognize you, everything would be ruined.
Oh, I still think it'd work.
Wait a minute. It's Jim Wood. You better get in the back room.
Jim wouldn't say anything.
Well, maybe not, but I don't want to give anybody a chance to talk.
Hoppy, he came in.
That's all right, Jim. This is Raymond Torres, the Mexican Treasury Department. Now, what is it?
Two fellas came in. One of them had a pony with a broken shoe, and it fit exactly with the one you gave me.
Good work. Did you recognize the man?
Nope. Seen him around town, so I hopped out here as fast as I could.
Did you do the work I asked you to?
Sure did. Nice as you please.
Good. Are the men still in town?
Nope. They headed out.
Thanks. We'll be out in just a minute. All right, Raymond. Now, those counterfeiters are going to have a couple of shadows.
Senor Cassidy, you are full of mysteries today. How do you plan to pick up their tracks from hundreds of others in the street?
Thanks to Jim there, it's going to be simple.
Huh?
Here we go.
There you are, Hoppy. Real fancy job.
Oh, that's wonderful. You'd have to be blind to lose that trail.
My congratulations, senor. Your American ingenuity knows no bounds.
Well, let's ride and see if it pays off. Thanks, Jim. As Raymond and I rode the trail of the distinctive tracks, it became more and more apparent that the two men we were following were headed for the border. But without the clearly defined marks that the blacksmith had cut into the shoe, we never would have known which direction the counterfeiters had taken. When the tracks led off the road, we figured that our prey was not far ahead. The fresh horseshoe prints gave evidence that the tracks were just minutes old. We spotted the two men in the valley below. But from what we could see, they weren't carrying anything out of the ordinary. Certainly nothing that suggested counterfeit money.
Diablo. That man is Juan Ortega.
You know him?
He's been in and out of every jail in Mexico.
Look at that.
A strange transaction, senor.
Yeah. They're coming back this way. Let's get out of sight.
We not make an arrest, senor?
No, they're headed for Twin Rivers. Ortega's the one we want now. He's carrying the answer and the proof we need.
But the Border Patrol, he cannot escape their search.
He's been doing it. Let's find out how. As Raymond and I trailed the wagon to the border, the answers to the puzzle began to fall into place with startling simplicity. The Border Patrol stopped Ortega all right. And the wagon was searched from top to bottom. But the simplicity of the counterfeiters' plan paid off again. The Border Patrol looked through everything except the one item that was practically under his nose. And because it was so well hidden, another batch of counterfeit money passed into Mexico, with Juan Ortega's smile no doubt concealing the urge to laugh out loud. But his smile was just about to fade. When Raymond and I caught him, we had all the evidence we needed to put the whole gang behind bars. Raymond took Ortega into custody and I headed back to Twin Rivers.
Buenos dias, Senior Blacksmith. You are busy with the work, no?
That's right. What can I do for you?
I am seeking information. I have been told you are a man to be trusted.
Uh-huh.
My name is Valencia. I am working on a very secret investigation with Hopalong Cassidy.
And the counterfeiting?
See. And the murder of a very fine fellow.
Red Connors, you mean?
See. You know him?
Sure. I know him. Too bad. I sure feel sorry for Hoppy.
It seems to me the sorrow should be for Senor Connors, no?
Well, I figure's no sense crying over them that's gone on.
Maybe you did not like his Senor Red.
Sure. I was fond of old Red. Even though he did talk too much. Nice guy.
See, as I say, he's a very fine fellow.
Hey. That's funny.
See?
Those two hombres. Those are the men Hoppy set out the trail.
And they come back alone?
That don't look too good.
Hasta la vista, senor. I must find out what this means.
The old man's in the press room. What took you so long?
What's your hurry?
Everything go all right?
Perfect, as always.
Good. Good.
Say, you gonna run off more bills tonight?
Sure, if the old man's not around.
Buenos dias, senor.
Something I can do for you?
A newspaper, por favor?
What do you want a newspaper for? You can't read English.
See, I understand little.
Hey,
Senor.
What did you take that paper off the bottom for?
I have no reason he's having.
It's a bad habit.
I don't understand. I do nothing wrong. I just poor Mexican.
Your accent's poorer.
He ain't no Mexican.
Let's find out what he is.
Connors.
Now, keep that surprised look, boys, and don't move.
He dead.
Not nearly as dead as you'll be if you don't tell me where Cassidy is.
Cassidy.
He rode out on the trail of you two, and he hasn't come back yet.
Perfect, you said. Just like always, with Cassidy right behind you.
Boss, we didn't see him.
Red. I ain't a ghost, Tom. Oh, you.
Wade, get outside and watch for Cassidy. In the press room, both of you.
What do we do, boss?
We get out right now.
Frank, what's this?
This answer your question?
Currency plates. You've been printing that counterfeit money right here.
Don't get excited, Tom. You're not going to live to write the story.
Hoppy warned me that newspaper story would come true.
Hoppy! Hoppy!
What is it, Jim?
Hoppy, we saw those two hombres ride into town.
We? Well, who else knew about it?
Senor Valencia,
Valencia.
the fellow you're working with.
Wait a minute. What did this Senor Valencia look like?
A heavy-set fellow he was. Didn't get too good a look at him, really. Kind of hit his face.
Where did this Senor Valencia go?
He followed those two hombres into the newspaper office.
The newspaper office? Here, hold the horse.
That must be Cassidy.
The back way.
Boys, the printing party's over.
Just in time. Red and I were both slated for headlines.
Hoppy, how'd you ever figure to come over here? We just found out Frank Harris was doing the counterfeiting.
I know. I just read it in the newspaper.
Huh?
Look here.
Holy cats.
The counterfeit money. Printed and put right in with the newspaper.
That's right. They had a good idea. Frank here printed it up and put it in a copy of one of the papers, then put it where the boys would be sure to get a hold of it. Somehow you got a hold of it before they did.
Hey, Hoppy, those papers on the counter, I picked the one off the bottom.
That figures. Any normal person would start from the top of the stack down. That's what Frank and his boys here counted on. But they'll have plenty of time in jail to figure out what happened. All right, Tom. Get on your feet. Get them out of here, Tom.
Hey, Hoppy, do you mean that I ain't normal?
Any red-headed cowpoke that'd try to pass himself off as Senor Valencia can't be normal.
No comprehend the English, senor.
Hi, my little partners. I want to ask you a very serious question. Are you afraid of policemen? You're not, huh? Well, that's good. You shouldn't be. Always remember that those men have had a lot of training, have put in a lot of years to learn how to help protect you. And one more thing, don't ever call a policeman a cop. He doesn't like it, and it doesn't sound good. Respect him as he does you. Call him a police officer and see how much nicer he'll be. I'll see you next week. In the meantime, don't forget to go to Sunday school.
There he goes on his way down the moonlit trail to where cowboys race. Hopalong Cassidy, Hopalong Cassidy, he'll return soon again. There's no use to say goodbye until then. Hopalong